Hello and welcome to this week's edition of NIS Track Guides. I'm Justin Petschauer of Petschauer Motorsports, joined by
Nolan Scott of ineX Racing.
Logan Clampitt from ineX Racing.
And here is this week's hot lap from Martinsville Speedway by Carlos Fonseca. Carlos, take it away.
Hey guys, I'm racing Chewy side, and we're gonna be taking a lap here at Martinsville with Nolan Scott. Going into turn one, we're gonna start braking. As you see here on the Nascar Sprint Cup Series sign there on the right side of the wall. And we're braking literally right next to it or slightly past it, and we're using quite a bit of brake. And we're using about 75% and start gradually letting off until we're pretty much at the apex of the corner. And then we're going to let it roll. Once it starts turning back down, get back to the throttle, and you're going to have to power it out of the corner because it does want to trick you that there's, grip. So here in turn 3, similar approach, except we're braking well past the NASCAR sign there on the right. About a car length or two past it. About the same amount of brake that we did in turns 1 and 2, but make sure it gets down to the apex. Again, let it roll until it starts to turn back down, and then use the throttle again to power out of the corner, and it's going to get you an 18.7, I believe.
This week's event at Martinsville Speedway is 250 laps, 131.5 miles. Pit road speed is 35 miles an hour. Pit entry is in turn 3. Pit exit is in turn 2, so be mindful on when you announce your pit entry as well as when you are pitting in. Do not get yourself a pit road speeding penalty. Little history behind the track for you. Track opened in 1947 after it broke ground that same year, joined the NASCAR circuit in 1948. And for more information on the pit strategy, Nolan, let you take this one.
Yeah, strategy this week's pretty simple. In fact, this is a track where you can pretty much cut it in half if you absolutely had to. You're probably not going to have that opportunity because, let's be realistic, it's Martinsville. You're going to see some cautions. In terms of strategy, this is totally ad lib. You're going to have to make the decision real time on track, when to pit with the field, and just try to get yourself track position and get to the front of the field is all you can really attempt to do here. But once again, you can go roughly 130 laps. That's more than halfway, so it can be done. And another strategy to keep in mind, which honestly I probably wouldn't advise, is just split the race into thirds. Such a short lap, it's so easy to go a lap down, and sometimes you're forced to stay out on track. But if you do have track position and you are on the lead lap, you could probably split this race down into thirds. That's definitely another alternative if you don't want to do the long stints.
One thing to definitely also watch out for, Nolan, that key phrase, check your emotions at the gate, is thrown out the window. And also the braking points will definitely be different, especially with traffic around you.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there, Justin. There will definitely be some beating and banging here at Martinsville. But I want to talk a little bit about the line. When you're coming off of the corners, you're going to want to be smooth on the throttle and not spin the tires off of turn 4 and turn 2 and try and come off as straight as possible so you're not spinning the tires off the corner on the longer run.
Well, folks, that has been this week's NIS Track Guide from Martinsville Speedway. Tune in next week when we head to a mile and a half just outside of Fort Worth, Texas, when we go to the Texas Motor Speedway for the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250. Until next week, so long, everybody, and keep all four wheels on the track.